We are so back. Hello, welcome to 2025. We are using our new fun Digicam. Oh no, it's an Osmo. A bit more of a smaller camera so that we can vlog more frequently because I don't want our YouTube channel to just become only our podcast. So we're still gonna hit some really good vlog style content. Today is our first day back in Sydney of 2025 after being away for 2 whole weeks. So I'm gonna take you around, give some updates of what we've been up to, what we've got coming up soon. We're gonna go check in with our coaches who we've missed, don't get to see. How are you going, Bailey?
Going well. I bought a bike.
Oh my gosh, let me flip this around now. Oh, it's in our apartment. I know, I cannot believe it's in our apartment, but I guess this is where she lives. Give us a click. I guess that's impressive. All right, tell us more features about the bike.
It's pretty.
What else? It's got, what type of brakes? It's got like electric brakes or something.
No, it's...
Electric gears.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you qualified to have this bike?
Probably not.
Yeah. I think it's a no, but you got it anyway.
Yeah.
So even I think it's quite a pretty bike. So we're trying to think like, do we mount it like on that wall or something? Or is that like, is it too much? I think it could be too much. We just have storage on this side, so we can't put it on that wall. And this is like a very focal point in our home. Like as soon as like you enter through the front door, we have like our kitchen, and then you look at like our nice lounge room. And then if you spin back, there would be a bike there. I don't know. What do you think, Dom?
I reckon that's the go.
Yeah.
It should be the centerpiece.
Centerpiece. But yeah, so we've been off for 2 whole weeks, which is so awesome. And I seriously feel so lucky. So like I mentioned, we've been away for 2 whole weeks, and I just can't believe how great it was to go away and actually have some time off. Since having the gym in the past 3 years, most holiday breaks, we have used that time to start up a new project, or just like Bailey and I drive to Victoria. So we have like a 10-hour drive, and often we get all creative and decide, let's run an online programming, let's do a competition, let's do something crazy. And I was very adamant that this year I wanted to have 2 weeks off to just be with my family, because all of my family and some of my closest family friends all live in a different state to us in Victoria. And this time of year is the main time that you get to see them. And I just wanted to be present and enjoy that time and not be distracted thinking about work things. So we pretty much had 2 whole weeks off and did almost no work. We still had little bits and pieces and comms that we had to kick off with other people, but it was such a good break, and it's actually meant that I've come back like craving work, which I often do anyway, but I feel like that is a really good sign of your life if you actually love your job and are excited to come home after having an amazing holiday. And we were just driving home from Victoria yesterday, and we were just like itching to get back to our apartment and back into our routine, because our everyday life is so good that we don't actually feel the need to escape. And holidays often are just about seeing loved ones for us. So back into routine now. Whilst I am happy to have had 2 weeks off, that does mean that we have 2 weeks worth of work to catch up on. So this week is going to be a bit blurry, a bit of a grind to try and catch up on things. And then from next week, it should be more settled and back into our fun routine and life. Some more updates. So we're kicking off into the competitive season. So for our gym, it's a really critical time. Lots of athletes are prepping for the Open. There's other competitions going on. I'm doing a competition on Feb 1st, I think. So the gym is absolutely buzzing with energy. Our coaches are going like absolutely crazy with their training because they're prepping for the Open, which is just such a fun period of training. Like this time of year is the absolute best time in the gym, in my opinion. Bailey is coaching that aspect, but he's not really as involved in the training aspect because he's getting a surgery on his shoulder in the coming weeks/months. We got a letter today trying to finalize the date of it. So he's going to be out of action for the competitive season, which is a huge update, but also one that I think he's kind of leaned into and is excited for. It's a surgery that he's been putting off for the last like 12 months, I guess, like just been putting up with this injury, and now it's kind of actually a solution, which is possible. So he's going to get that sorted and then be able to dive into some more non-CrossFit specific competitions, which is a nice break and something that he's excited to do, especially this year with how much we want to achieve in terms of our work, our wedding. There's just lots happening that he's like, it's probably good timing in hindsight to actually have a little bit less mental energy in the CrossFit space, instead be able to put that into the business side of all things BLN Fitness. So that's kind of an update from us in terms of what our training focus is going to be at the moment. Like I said, I have a competition on Feb 1st, and then I'm actually going to be playing basketball this year. So I'm going to be using my BLN Fitness development and all of the CrossFit endeavors, which I have learned in the last 3 years, and applying that into a completely different sporting space, which I'm so excited for. I heard on this podcast the other day, they were talking about like hybrid athletes, and they were saying like CrossFit is the ultimate hybrid because you can apply your CrossFit fitness to almost any space and you can excel. Like CrossFit athletes that do high rocks tend to do really, really well. But like if a high rocks athlete came and did a CrossFit event, like they wouldn't have as much crossover. So I really do feel like my training over the last 3 years has helped me develop such a well-rounded versatility, which I cannot wait to apply in so many other areas of my life. This year being basketball, already I just feel so much fitter, stronger. I've just got to get a little bit more coordinated in terms of my hand-eye, which I haven't had as much practice doing. So the plan for now is I'm going to head back into work. I've been this morning, done a BayFit class, cleaned the gym, because even whilst away, that's one of the things that I couldn't outsource. I could have, but, oh, hello. So yeah, even whilst away, I didn't outsource our cleaning. I was just going to wait for me to come back and do it. And like I would screenshot the stories and be looking in to see how the floors are looking, because our pride and joy is the cleanliness of our gym. It's like one of the number one things people say when they come to BayFit is like, wow, this place is so well kept. And I'm like, keep it coming. But yeah, I look after our floors like they are our own child. So went and cleaned the floors, which gave me so much satisfaction. I'm now going to run into the gym, catch up with some of the coaches that I haven't seen yet. I'll get some clips of them training, and I'm going to do some work in the office. I think Bailey's going to come and hit the workout that I did this afternoon, in our afternoon classes, and I'll get some videos of that too. So I just told them about how I'm playing basketball this year, and I'm going to apply all of my CrossFit versatility to the basketball court.
Yeah, you are a different athlete entirely to the last time you played basketball.
Yeah, it's how Bailey and I met playing basketball. So this is like such a throwback. And Bailey's been like coming and shooting with me and rebounding, and it's just really
WAG life.
WAG life, bit of a throwback.
Tables have turned. A WAG CrossFit wifey, now I'm a WAG basketball husband.
Yeah. Okay, how fun's this camera? It's done a great job. So easy. On a new day, which is exciting. We got in yesterday afternoon and I was planning to film, but to be fair, it was our first working day back of the year and things just got super hectic. So I'm kicking back off today, currently in the little office which we sit in at the gym. I don't know if I've ever shown this on our YouTube, actually. I'm alone today, so I can talk to the camera and not be shy. But yeah, this is where I sit in my little corner, hiding. It's also amazing because everyone that walks into the gym, like walks behind me through those doors. So I get to see them, and often they'll come and they'll pop their heads like right here and say hi before they come in. So that's the office. Plan for today, or what's been going on. I trained this morning in our BayFit class. The programming just slapped, like so good. I might even put like a snippet of like roughly what we did, but I did the compete class because I'm doing a competition in early Feb. So we started by doing like some bar muscle up, ring muscle up, breakdown stuff. Then we did a handstand walk capacity piece where we had to row 800/1,000 meters, and every 2-minute interval, including 0, you had to hop off and do 50-foot handstand walk. There were scaling options as well. And then we finished with a workout, which was 1-to-1, 6 sets of, you started with like X amount of bar muscle ups, then you did 8 box jump overs, then you finished with 12 toe to bar. It was grippy. It was really fun. After my 2 weeks off, I loved it. So yeah, been working in here today. Shortly, Bailey's gonna come in and meet me here. He's currently been working from home this morning and he's now swimming in the pool. He's going to meet me here. We're going to record a podcast. That is what's next on our agenda. So we're going to record a podcast that we've been planning and working on for a while because it has quite a big reasoning behind it and we want to just make sure we do it really well. The topic is going to be like defining Be All In. We'll talk about it more in the podcast so you can listen to it, but we're basically going to speak to what we define as Be All In. We're also going to speak to our values as we want to start publishing these more broadly so that people can really understand exactly who we are, what our ethos is, because we feel like niching out more and more is just making our community so much stronger. So we want to speak to exactly who we are so people know that before they step in the doors. And then we're going to finish by talking about who a Be All In Fitness member is, what values they have, and how they act within the four walls of the gym and our broader online community. Because again, if you can define who you are, then people can relate to that straight away, and it also lets others know, you know what, I actually don't identify with that, and it saves us having people through our gym who potentially aren't for BayFit or Be All In Fitness. So there's a lot of work behind this episode. I've got some like graphics and artwork I've been working on. I will show. So like our core values as a gym, like environment is everything, a rising tide lifts all boats, compete without comparison, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I also made up some signs of them because we want to do some run clubs and events soon, and we often have a huge community there and people know because they can hear us screaming, and I've decided that rather than just being able to hear us screaming, I want people to be able to visually identify with who the BayFit crew is. So I've printed our values and like our branding onto some like little signs like this so that when we have run clubs we can get content with them. I want to get some banners done as well so that any event we go to, the army will now be clearly identified. But yeah, that's the plan for this afternoon. Bailey also has some exciting updates that have happened within the last 24 hours, so he'll speak to those when he's in. But wrapping up, I'll see you soon. Okay, my business partner has joined me in the office. We're doing an unboxing. What is this?
This is my Christmas present.
Who got this for you?
My girlfriend.
Fiance.
Fiance.
iPad. We also got Bailey actually had to get a new laptop. So we got that as well for Christmas, but it was just required because his other laptop died. So we've got some new things happening at the moment. Business is going to be absolutely peaking. Oh, it comes with the cord. That's so good.
None of the phones do.
Dude, it's so annoying. That is amazing. That's almost like the best part of it all. So the reason I got Bailey the iPad is because we were doing lots of podcasting and he commented at how one of his favorite podcasters has like his little sleek iPad sitting there, and I thought I wanted to get him one for Christmas, and I always stuff up our Christmas presents and don't get the best gift. So I got him one, which I think is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. How good is that Marlon Holt stuff?
Were you listening to it?
Yeah, I was.
Do you know? Yeah.
So Bailey, in a rogue turn of events, what are you going to on Friday night?
Marlon Hofstadt.
Hofstadt.
Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. I know that Marty puts that on the gym a lot, so I do know it. But Bailey O'Brien going to a rave. This is like such a growth year for Bailey. He's really doing a lot of new things. It's like he's reinventing or reliving some of his 20s.
Becoming a party.
He's just going because the boys are going and they listen to it all the time in the gym. They're all going to go sober.
Yeah.
And are you going to drive in?
Yeah.
You'll have heaps of fun,
Yeah.
but it'll be challenging to be around other people who are cooked. Because that's when I went to Fred again. It was fun, but being around people that were really cooked was like confronting and made me feel overwhelmed. So we are in our first week back at work, and a huge thing we want to do is be like the most productive team of all time this year. I feel like we've constantly been improving this, but given how much you want to achieve, there is just no room to not be productive and maximizing every second. So this year, I'm letting Bailey take the lead on all things Bayfit HQ business. He's my boss. You know how we always fight about who's the boss? This year I've said, you know what? You're in charge, Tar.
Thank you for letting me have that.
Yeah, I'm letting him, just letting you know. I initiated saying, you can be the boss. But with that, I want to still make sure that we're maximizing everything we do. So we're going to start using Notion, a new task management software, I guess, to ensure that we have a really clear idea of what we have coming up. So I know that it's going to be great once it's all set up, but the setting up process is what we're doing at the moment. And I have created this hub for our podcast so that we can store all of, our planning, our notes, all in this new app. So I'm excited. I'm going to show Bailey now, and I'll show the vlog as well. As I talk to the Notion, I'm going to tell Bailey. So this is our little projects hub. So I'm going to have our general projects and tasks, our social media calendar I've got here. I'm going to plan it all out in here so I can make more notes. This projects and tasks is going to be my section, but I'll also make one separately for you. And then this is our podcast hub. So it has heaps of templates, but it's got our planning of what episodes we have coming up. So I need to change the dates of this because we've reconfigured a few of our dates, but the podcast with Buzz, defining Bill in today's episode, and then I'm starting to plan what episodes I want to hit next. So that's in the episode. So we'll make a plan of what's coming up, and then guests, whenever we have an idea of a guest, I just want to put it in here, and so then I can make notes of once I've contacted them and locked them in. But once we've got a podcast, so I'm going to open our defining Be All In, and then I'm going to make this full screen. So I've planned out all the details in terms of when it's released, and then we've got our plan of what this is, and it's going to live here. So rather than having Google Docs that constantly we're having to scroll through, it's just all going to be kept on our podcast webpage. So you just literally have to open that one and have the plan. Cool? Does it look good? And so then when we're talking, we can just have Notion open. So in terms of today's podcast plan, I feel we'd start by introducing why we're defining Be All In, and kind of talk to how we feel with every episode of the podcast, we finish by asking someone what it means to them. And that's because we feel Be All In is custom to the individual. But it is important to know what Be All In isn't, which is kind of why we wanted to sit down and explain our definitions of Be All In. Mm-hmm. And then maybe we say some examples of what Be All In is not. Okay, we are in the hot seat, about to record a podcast, hence the crazy lighting, have a new curtain backdrop. But recently I actually had someone ask about our setup and what podcast equipment we use. So I thought I would quickly talk to that now before we record. So when we wanted to start the podcast, I had inquired at a few different places about hiring their spaces, which would have been maybe easier, but it was a lot more expensive. And I pride myself on loving technology and being able to do lots of different things with tech. So I was kind of excited to learn about the podcast space and what equipment you require. So we kind of researched it ourselves and paid upfront for the equipment we required. But when we kind of looked at the analysis in terms of hiring, so far with how many episodes we've done, we've already saved twice the amount that we would have spent had we have been hiring a studio for every episode. Yes, they can assist with the filming and the recording, but that is my bread and butter and what I know how to do. And having our own space, our own equipment, just means that we can record whenever suits us. And it also, for me, I feel a lot more comfortable being able to produce it myself, just so that I have a lot more control and autonomy over what we put out. So I'll flip the camera and show what we have. So Rode have a Podcaster Duo, which is this machine, which allows us to plug two microphones in, and then the audio feeds directly into here. I have an SD card in here, which then I get a really crisp, beautiful audio file. You can also put two additional microphones in that could be wireless, so you could have 4 people speaking. And then that connects to our Rode microphones. These are super handy. We had to buy a stand as well, and they pick up our voices so clearly. and that is great. And then it all plugs in, and I just make sure I set up my Canon camera that videos at the same time so that we can make reels. We've bought some new chairs. We have like a front lighting so that we're nice and bright. And then we've just bought this curtain backdrop so the backdrop is nice and crisp, because we've been recording in the gym, but it is so much handier to have another space that we can come and podcast in. All right, Bailey, you excited?
Excited.
Okay, podcast is all wrapped up, finished with Bailey. We are so proud of that episode, hey?
Bash!
Yeah, it was great. Again, it's something that we've been working on lots in terms of like actually defining who we are, our values, who our community, who we want them to be. And so it's great to kind of have the finished product. I was working on this a lot at the back end of last year, and we had a meeting with our coaches, did all those kinds of things to really get like a good idea of like exactly how we wanted to put this into writing. Because I feel like once you publish something in writing and speak to it, like it's there, it's in existence. So super pumped to put that out. It'll all go out early next week. I'm going to try and get this vlog out tomorrow. So hopefully you can tune in and listen to it on Monday. Okay, back in the office now and editing the podcast. And I thought I would show what I do. So I edit on Premiere Pro. I'm an Adobe girl. I love it. And like the first thing is you have to import the audio from the Rode setup and then match it with the video. So like I always start by like making a sharp noise so it's easier to match. And then we like remove so this is like what it sounds like without that audio. Welcome back to the Be All In podcast, and welcome to 2025, first podcast of the new year. Bailey and I, it is super rainy outside. I've just ducked home. I have to grab some different shorts and a top to do some running intervals. Then I'm going to head back to the gym tonight to coach alongside Tiffany Wang for one of our compete classes. So I'm going to run inside, grab my stuff. Bailey's he said he's going on a bike ride, but honestly, looking at this weather, I do not think that he will be going on a bike ride. But overall, it has been a super, super productive day. We have a very long list of things to get done, but we are checking through it and we have gotten lots done so far. There's no way you're riding.
I know. What are you doing?
I'm coming in. Look at this office setup. Look, got his nice table, chairs, and a bike. Does that make you so happy?
Yes.
Give it a kiss. Not this. So, Bailey is getting sent some wetsuits from 2XU to rep in his triathlon. Yeah, so he's got some wetsuits coming from 2XU to help his outdoor sim training, because let's be real, he needs all the help he can get. And hopefully this will make him float. One thing we've learned about Bailey is he is not very buoyant. That thick booty weighs him down in the ocean. Down. Boy needs a bit more buoyancy.
Alright.
What am I going to hold?
Hold the back of the seat. Alright, you got it? Wait, I need you to hold it tight.
I'm holding it. The flat cheeks are rolling in my head.
I need to get this refitted for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I try? No, you hold me.
Too long.
You hold me. I can't even get onto the seat.
You go from around there. Just slide ahead.
I can't even lift my leg that high. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Ah, why don't we quack? Ah! Are you pushing it? All down there?
No, I'm not moving it at all.
It's going on my...
How can I move it? Put like your foot on the pedal.
I can't. You holding it?
Like, yeah, pop yourself up.
Okay, I want to try going aero. Can you hold both ends of the bike, please?
Okay.
Hold both ends.
I've got both ends.
Hold
Like,
both. It's leaning.
Go into aero. I can't hold on to you.
Oh god. Buddy, like this.
Lift, don't kick it. Jesus.
Why sad?
You buy a brand new bike and it decides to wane every day.
Saddest Bailey ever.
Six. Oh, it's cracked. 28. 29. 30. Dude, that one hurt a bit, dude. I'm so gonna farm. That's a rab dude after that.
YouTube, it is a new day. It's Friday at the end of the week. I think I started this vlog on a Wednesday. So wrapping up the week, I'm about to edit this vlog, so I thought I would insert a clip to finish things off. It's been a hectic week. I think the last video, we were coming into the gym and I was gonna video some of Bailey's session, but we had like, I think it was 5 people trialing in the class and it was just inappropriate to get the camera out. So I focused on coaching and helping them rather than getting content, which was a great decision. So yeah, wrapping up the week, we have a fun weekend ahead. Bailey and some of the boys from the gym are going to like a DJ event tonight. I think it's like the first DJ event Bailey's been to in like, I don't know, honestly, like 3 or 4 years. It's Marlon Hostaf. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's gonna be fun. They're gonna drive in, have an experience being out on the town. I'm gonna have an early night, and then Bailey and I are heading to a wedding tomorrow. We're gonna coach the classes here in the morning first, then heading to a wedding, and then spend the weekend still just catching up because again, we have lots on, lots we want to achieve, which means we need to utilize our weekend to keep getting on top of things so we can hit the ground running come Monday. That's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. We've got this new gimbal again. I'm gonna try and take it around because a little bit more, get more week to week content, because when I had my big camera, it's a Canon R6, it's just so hefty to hold. And it's a little awkward to take out and about. Like one, like I feel uncomfortable holding a huge camera, but like just in practicality, it's so tricky. Whereas this little gimbal thing, I can just like, it has a tripod like built into it, super small, super sleek. So it's gonna make these day-to-day contents so much easier. So like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.